going to talk about the similarities the Ukraine-Russia conflict has with the very beginnings of World War I. But first of all, what is the Ukraine-Russia conflict? It all started in 2013 and it's still going on. You see, Russia is interested in Ukraine's territory and doesn't want to lose its influence on it. So it all started with rebellions of Kiev because in 2013 the president of Ukraine rejected a trade with European Union and accepted one with Russia instead. People weren't happy about this, so rebellion protests started arising across the country. The result of all these rebellions was a new president in May 2014. Then something very important happened. There is a region in Ukraine named Crimea, which is pointed out here, if you can see. So, Crimea, let's talk about something very important about Ukraine. Ukraine is divided culturally in East, which is this blue part, and West. The East part of Ukraine has very deep bonds with Russia and likes Russia, while the West of Ukraine doesn't like Russia. So, Russia wanted to gain Crimea, and a lot of conflicts started happening because Russians invaded Ukraine. So the result was that they voted. People in Crimea voted if they wanted to belong to Russia or stay in Ukraine. The results are impressive. So, more than 90% of Crimeans voted to become part of Russia. But then Putin declared Crimea part of Russia. Putin is the president of Russia. However, international community disagreed. So the conflict started becoming bigger. Rebellions spread to other parts of eastern Ukraine. So that's basically what's happening right now. East Ukraine wants to be part of Russia, but other countries are also influencing that part. So they don't want it to belong to Russia. They are afraid that Russia is expanding once more, like it once did. So that brings us back to the beginnings of World War I, when imperialism was happening along the countries. So before World War I, there was this group called the Black Hand in Serbia. You see, there was this situation. Austro-Hungarian Empire had control of the Balkans, and the Balkans were near Serbia, which already was independent. So, and the population there in the Balkans was very mixed. Many of those peoples belonged to Serbia once. So, Serbia wanted to expand their nationalism to the Balkans. Russia wanted the Balkans, so they decided to support Serbia. The Black Hand, Serbian rebels, were the starters of World War I when they killed the Archduke. And basically World War I started because other countries were also involved because of alliance. And that's how we will start our compare and contrast. Here I will leave this, that is a copy, so we don't forget. And we'll point the most important points. So first of all, there is this. Nationalism and territory are two common things in both of these conflicts. You see, Ukraine in these moments has a lack of nationalism because some of them want to be part of Russia and some others don't. So our first point would be nationalism. Okay, our second point will be territory. Just like in World War I, Russia wants to expand. And other countries are involved. So, if it wasn't for nationalism, this wouldn't be happening, because Ukraine wouldn't be divided like this in East Ukraine, who likes Russian, and West Ukraine that doesn't like Russia. Then Russia once more wants to expand its territory. And this part that I had pointed out, the annexation of that part, is very rich in gas, natural gases and petroleum. So that's why Russia wants it. And other countries, as I mentioned before in this slide, international community disagreed to this annexation. Why? That's just like in World War I. Other countries were involved because they had influences in other countries, and when the war started, everyone started declaring war to everyone because they were all connected in some way. So, which brings us to what could happen if this conflict continues. So if this conflict continues, I would say that a world war could happen again. Because as I just explained, it is all set up as it once was in World War I. So, I don't know. I think that this is because other countries are involved. If this was just a conflict between Russia and Ukraine, as it is named, it would say like that. But there are other countries getting in that business. So it could probably lead to world war, as we have seen it before in World War I. And that's all. Thank you very much for your attention.